Okay guys, so today is another day. It happens to be a Saturday, early morning. It's a little bit after 8:10. And yeah, we're going back to the office today. Seems I'm at a little bit on an angle here. Put it on in the car. And so yeah, you'll see we'll bounce a little bit because we're driving out of the town and going towards Granada. And just to give you a quick update what's going on here. So closings, we're noticing a slight more difficulty in closings, and one of the problems that one runs into is the regulation with what we call money laundering law. And it's not the difficulty of the paperwork. The paperwork is very straightforward. Both the seller and the buyer need to show, the buyer needs to show where the money is coming from, and the seller needs to inform that they're receiving that money. So one of the difficulties that happen at times, if the name of the bank account is not 100% the same as the name on the escritura, which happens, right? Because the person might have a very long name with several last names, the father, the mother, etc., married. So that might cause an issue. And again, we need to do everything that it shows in the escritura, which is the purchase agreement, so that there are no issues when the buyer wishes to register the property. And so that's one of the issues. The other issue is the transfer of monies coming from outside into Nicaragua. Some banks, if you don't have a lot of activity and not a lot of activity in your bank account locally, then some of the banks are putting a hold of 21 business days before they will allow entry of those funds into that account, which is not very pleasing for the seller when the seller wishes to close. And that's not all bank accounts. I mean, we're dealing with one bank in particular right now that is a little bit problematic. I won't name names because every situation, as I know today in Nicaragua, is different. So I can't say Bank A is being a problem, Bank B is not a problem, and tomorrow could be the reverse. So it all depends on the individual and the individual bank account, as well as the business account. So if it's a business account, it might be even more problematic. So there are some solutions that we work around, and basically the way to do this is, work with a legal team that can assist you in a workaround. You might say, well, why don't you tell me about the workaround? Well, again, every situation is different, and it's best not to say, well, the workaround we did today is this, and then tomorrow it's no longer a possible workaround. So, okay, well, what do? We have an escrow account at the company, and through that escrow account, we brought the money in through escrow, and then we were able to provide the seller with a check to her bank. And that was good because it was a local bank to a local bank. It's good for us because it went through escrow, and through escrow we have a paper trail, so everybody is okay. All I'm trying to say is every situation is different, so don't say, well, I heard Paul say on the video that he did it this way, it must be okay. No, Paul said that in this instance he did it this way. I'm not trying to cut my words or pierce my words, but I'm just trying to tell you there's more than one way to do things. This is just an informative video, kind of telling you what transpired yesterday in one of our closings. So today we're going to meet again with the buyer to assist them in some other items. One of them that you probably have heard that before, we're making sure that the attorney provides them with a last will and testament. You know, they just bought some real estate property here in Nicaragua, even though they're Canadian, and they have a will and testament back home. As you already know, it has no value here in Nicaragua if something were to happen to one of them or both of them. So that is one of them that we are doing today. And the other one is job agreements for the staff that was released yesterday, and they're going to be on a trial period for 60 days while the new owner decides what they want to do with their staff, as well as how they're going to organize the property. So those are two very important things to do right away when you do the closing, is to make sure that there's the will and testament, and at the same token that the staff has an agreement, because you don't want to start working with the staff without an agreement, and then, you know, after a few months you want to ask him to leave, fire him, let him go, whatever, or you found a better person, then you kind of stuck trying to figure out, how do I do this? So that's it for today. Just wanted to kind of give you a quick recap. Sorry, I only had 2 cups of coffee and I'm driving, so it's kind of trying to use 2 brains, right? One of talking, one of watching, and so I'm just being very careful at the same time. You all have an amazing Saturday, a great weekend, and let's hope that we can all do what we want to do, and enjoy yourself. Take care. Have an awesome day.